more minutes before we start. Hey guys, can anybody hear me? All right, so my name is Eugene, and today, unfortunately, Juice will not be able to join, so he had some last minute things to do. So we're just gonna have a team and you guys. So the way it's gonna work is basically you like raise your hand and you can speak. Essentially, like, you know, whoever first raises, we're gonna give you the time to speak, and we'll try to answer your question. You guys can ask us anything, like anything related to development, anything related to next steps. Yeah, thanks for confirming. And let's start by let's just like do a quick introduction, because I'm not sure if you guys all know us. So my name is Eugene, and sorry for my sleepy voice. It's a midnight here. So I take care of product at MarsColony. So essentially, I work on gamification with our GameFi team, with designers, with the game dev, and I also work on the DeFi side. So I'm trying to make sure that our financial end and our GameFi end work together well. I'm also one of the creators. If you have questions about tokenomics to me, I probably will be not the right person to answer. So I guess we're still waiting for MarsColony father to join. So if you have questions about tokenomics, just wait for him. So yeah. And yeah, without further ado, I guess you also know our team. So we have Nikita here. He's taking care of partnerships. So if anybody has any partnership proposal or anything like that, you guys can shoot out to him. We have Ivan here.
Guys.
Yeah, just say hi. We have Ivan here too. Ivan takes care of basically automations, working like make sure that all the tool works, as well as loyalty system. We have Pixieman here, is our best guy in the community. Yeah, I guess that's all from our team for now. So yeah, we have a couple of people still waiting to join, but in the meantime, maybe shall we start with your questions, because I see we have some people already. So let me try. I see you have Sergey asking questions, so I'm just gonna let you speak. Sergey, you ready? Yeah, just let me just let it allow speak. Okay, Sergey, you can now speak. I just gave you the permission to. You just need to unmute yourself. Sergey, you can just click on an unmute button if you want to share something. All right, let's just if you can later unmute yourself, let's do that. But let's switch to someone else. I see here we have Hub Camel, Sasha. Let me let you to speak. Hello. Sasha, you can speak. Yeah, hey
Yes,
there.
can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes, hi. Yeah, thank you for the word. I've been I have invested in a couple of lands in this project, and I guess my question is it ever going to develop into a full-blown video game, or is it more like a financial formula, sort of packed in the game shell, but it's never going to be like a full-blown game with visuals where people can play and enjoy actually the gameplay itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks for your question. Yeah, so essentially, MarsColony, as you know, it's a GameFi, right? So we started position ourselves like GameFi, which essentially is a combination of DeFi, DAO plus elements of the gamification. We are aiming to be more gamified, and that's something that we're looking to work in phase 2, phase 3. That's something I'm working on right now. And we do want to add quests and a lot of other interesting features. So I personally would love to evolve it into that. But let's see how it goes. So we trying to, as earlier I think mentioned, we're trying to kind of balance the interest and the feedback from community, and also like what is possible to develop. So and I think to make it more clear, what we will be doing is we just brought in a person that works on gameplay, but I would say it's more like a GameFi play, and that's something that we're going to be able to probably publish in more details, and you will be able to see like whether it's a game or whether it's a more financial kind of product. It'll be for you guys to judge. But yeah, it will definitely have elements of gamification, and that's what I'm planning to do. But let's see how it goes. So roadmap is still, I would say, it still will be written by us and you guys combined. So I mean, if community wants more GameFi, we'll be focusing on more GameFi. That's the kind of like the answer. I mean, I hope I answered your questions. I mean, anything on top of that, let me know.
Perfect. Yeah, you did answer. Thank you very much.
Sure, thank you too. Thanks for. All right, so I'll see who else wants to have a question. I guess we had a lot of questions about tokenomics, but people are. Any other questions? All right, I see. Don, I'm gonna unmute you. Hey, Don, how are you? You can speak now. Don, you can unmute yourself if you're there. Hello.
Okay, I'm here. Sorry about that.
No
Just
worries.
questions on marketing and partnerships. I personally am going to ETH Denver next week, hyping up
Awesome.
MarsColony, but I'm also in the DeFi Kingdoms and the original Harmony person. I'm wondering just two questions as far as on the marketing aspect of it, if you are looking towards partnerships, and also there's another game, Ragnarok. I'm interested in the GameFi as far as they're going to have a marketplace where you can buy things in the game, but you can also have them in real life. For example, like glasses or something like that. Those are just ideas. I just kind of wanted to get your take on that since you're on the game side of it and not really tokenomics.
Yeah, sure. That's actually very interesting. I think someone else also was offering, like, giving us these ideas to also have even like a physical merch. I personally think it's a great idea, but something that we just don't want to lose focus, because we're trying to focus on core functionalities first. And we're looking into the merchandise will essentially be like, it's great. Maybe at some point in time we'll just let part of people who are part of the community to actually evolve this idea into something like that can be monetized. That's what I like, and I think if someone from community have ideas, we just can do like bring merchandise into MarsColony and make it like bring some values and benefits. That's something that I would say we can consider more than just like doing it ourselves at the moment. But moving forward, that's something potentially we can consider. And now about ETH Denver, I think a couple of our guys going to be there, so we can let me check who's going to be there. So probably Juice will be there, and even Father. Let me see, and if so, we can just maybe if you want to say hi, we can just try to arrange this. So I unfortunately won't be there. I'm in Asia, but our guys should be there.
Yes, I'll definitely be there, and I'll definitely be talking up the game. I also was wondering about if y'all are applying for any more grants with Harmony, because I'll be with a lot of the Harmony people there.
Yeah, actually, someone told us also about like bigger grant from Harmony, and that's something that I think DFK got it. We were looking into that. I think if you reach like better milestones when we launch GameFi and maybe support more players, that's potentially we can be looking into. At the moment, we just need to have a bit more like just get more like crucial milestones. on the side of GameFi, and then we can start, I think, some further steps of talking to the team. But thanks for that. Actually, thanks. All right. So let me see who else want to talk. All right. I think crypto tech data we had undervalued first raised the hand, so I'll just let you speak. Undervalued. Hello.
Yeah. Thanks for taking the question. I just had a quick question about engagement of other players in the game. Is it going to be something that we follow a similar route to DFK, where it's once we have the Martians, they're going to start breeding, and that's going to be the main form of interaction when it comes to how people interact with the game? Or is it going to be just different aspects, like some gamified? Is it going to be split up by, just different types of utility in different portions of the game? Or will there be one main way that everybody besides plot holders comes in and interacts with the game?
That's a good question, actually, and thanks for that. So what we're looking into specifically, maybe I just mentioned what we're trying to differentiate here, where DeFi Kingdom is. I'm trying to look into plays around social aspects of it. So like if you look into DeFi Kingdoms, you're mostly interacting with yourself. I mean, they started, I think it started doing these guilds lately, but mostly it was like single player game, like not single player game, but you essentially go, you see on area. What I would like trying to do and with the teams is see what can we do social things, and we had a lot of great interesting ideas from community around common exploration missions, or like maybe mining some rare resource that could be used for for particular like development, for example. But again, this is just ideas. We're trying to like right now to finalize this gameplay doc and just have it like set in stone, but it's going to be around, just to answer your question, like again, there's going to be around like more a single player, like kind of utility type of quests. And also like I'm trying to focus on social aspect as the core, because we have quite strong social community and people, you don't want to be like a colonizer by yourself, right? You want to be like with everyone, with the other folks probably. So that's what we're going to look into. And if you have any other ideas how we can make it more social, just reach out to us. That's something I'm trying to look into as well. So would love to hear more ideas on that side.
Perfect. Thank you.
No, thank you too. All right. Crypto Tech Validator, your turn. Let me just hello. Crypto Tech Validator. Yeah, you can speak now.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, guys. Hello. My question just kind of related with the value just asked, but I was interested in the last one of the last epochs that says about the GAO that were going to be built around the ecosystem. How this is going to work in tandem with the gamification? It means like that the community is going to propose something, and then the core team is going to see if it's feasible to do or not, or something that the community propose is going to be kind of how can I say, try it and not evaluated first. Just to I don't know if you understood what I say.
Yeah. So you're trying to, like, what you're asking is basically, can I just rephrase it? Whether it's going to be pure DAO, like where DAO like fully manages like what needs to be developed, and the team just listens to community and fully 100% follows community, right? Or whether it's going to be like some kind of well, ideally should be. I mean, that would be great if community can just like tell us what to do, and then like we would implement. But I would say it's a little bit of combination we have. So, for example, there's a vision of like the founders and how the project should evolve, and how we can shape the project, improve the project. That essentially we want to listen to community. So that's what we personally see as the best combination. So as you probably guys see, we didn't launch full-fledged DAO yet. So that's something that we're looking to have. But right now we're just trying to, the way we do is like trying to collect feedback, trying to see which feedback got the most, most responses, and then based on where we're moving towards, how it's going to fit into overall vision and mission. And if it fits there, we'll try to implement and work on this. If it doesn't really fit, we'll, of course, try to explain why it doesn't fit. I mean, maybe I don't always do a good job explaining when I comment, but I wish I could had a bit more time to kind of elaborate on that. But that's how we currently evolve. But moving forward would be great to have more power and give more power to community, to take decisions. So that's how I see this. I wish there's some other founders from my end to just like kind of confirm their point of view, but I hope we kind of like more or less aligned. But yeah, I hope this answers your question.
Yeah, kind of answered. Thank you.
Sure. I mean, can later ask additionally if you have a question on top of this, but thanks a lot for asking.
I'm so sorry, Eugene.
Sure, no
Would
worries.
you mind taking away the ability to unmute myself? I really don't want to accidentally hit that button. I've already done it once.
Sure. Yes. You guys, I'll just mute everyone then who spoke, just to avoid these problems. Sergey, do you want to ask a question because you previously raised hand? Right, probably not. Okay, so we have another person who wants to ask a question. Mick. Mick or Mike, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing correctly. You can speak now. How are you? Mick, you there?
Hi there. Sorry, I was muted.
No worries.
First of all, love the project, love everything about it. I just want to know how you guys will compare. How do you see you guys comparing to other play to earn games like DeFi Kingdoms or other market leaders? Like, how do you see Mars overtaking or competing with some of the others?
That's a good question. Like initially, I would say how we see us different is going back to where we started. So the way we started it, we didn't actually plan to build the game. And the way we started it, we just wanted to build a framework for colonization of land in outer space because we saw this was a big problem. And the way we saw how we can overcome it is basically make it gamified and put a bunch of financial instruments there. So basically build the whole colony with the real world. So I think on the foundation side, on the core things, like where we're starting from and what we're trying to like achieve is a bit different from like other projects, which are like purely play to earn engagement, focusing on engagement of users. We're just trying to like make this great framework that will combine like the best DeFis and also like really great gamification, and plus bring the spirit of colonizing other planets, colonizing like our galaxy, colonizing our solar system, potentially maybe galaxy. And we also see really interesting kind of dynamics around. I think somewhat part of the community is not liking this idea, but in the future to have it multi-planet and multi-chain, because that's something that could be really great and can provide a lot of synergy, and will actually make it truly like feel like all live on different planets because each planet is on different chain. Just I'm not sure if I answered how we different from DeFi Kingdoms, but like on the side of like what we provide, like feature wise, it's might be quite similar because it's both kind of DeFi, GameFi, but on the side of like the vision, the way we see us, it will totally different.
Awesome, sounds good. But I know you mentioned engagement between other members or other people.
Mm-hmm.
How do you increase and boost the engagement between, like, where do you see Mars engagement going?
Yeah, sure. I can answer on the game side. I think unfortunately Jules is not here, so we have a couple of people that taking care of like teams. I would say that taking care of engagement, and I would say we have like first of all we have engagement around inside of the community, which is like a social aspect of it, like Discord, Telegram. There's a Juice taking care of that. We're trying to boost there. What I'm trying to boost engagement on is basically engagement in the features that we're building in GameFi features, which you haven't seen yet. So you can't, for example, say like, you probably can say I'm not doing a good job because we don't have them deployed. But what we're trying to do essentially is, as I mentioned earlier, is making it social. So making this colonization aspect not just like building, making money, and selling it, or like becoming rich, but more like making social kind of thing where we all work towards the same goal, towards building colony, or towards like evolving it technologically, everyone's like socializing there. So that's where I will just be looking into boosting engagement with the team. But that's probably on a bit later stages. Yeah, so that's on my end. I mean, I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It just makes sense to like circle back and like jerk other planets. Like, what? Let's say if you're, would you ever consider like attacking other planets, and like jerking other planets, like, and just destroying them?
Like a Death Star. That's actually a funny one. We were thinking actually about we actually were earlier trying to figure out what community wants, because there was like one direction is you attack someone else's territories, like just talking about like Mars itself, right? And like people fight, and they just someone steals someone else's resources. That was like one of the like group of thoughts from people from community coming. Another group of thoughts actually quite more interesting, where people try to grow together, explore together, evolve the colony together. And I see this thought is kind of like more dominant, and it looks like community voice. I mean, I hope I'm not wrong here, but they're trying to be more like friendly. So if you're talking about, let's say if you're going to be multi-chain, multi-planet, but probably not going to be like you go attack other planet, but more like maybe you grow your colony on another planet. You have trade together coming. You have like maybe bonds, but less of a attacking, killing other planets. But again, if community, like 90% of community or like majority say, yeah, let's go kill other planet, like, so what should we do? We should kind of listen to community, of course. Yeah. So let's see how it evolves, right? What kind of people we have here.
Yeah. Spasiba, thank you, Paka.
Thanks. Wow, great Russian. We have Andy here, by the way. Andy is a MarsColony father, just like for you guys. So now you can ask questions about tokenomics finally. So no more boring GameFi. Sergey, you want to say something? Make I mute you.
Yes. Hello. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
I have a question. As I understand, here's a type of earn to play, and I have a question which is pretty maybe wide and pretty complex at one time. It's about the liquidity. How do you predict some problems what you can meet in the future considering the liquidity? And how do you plan to meet them, and how do you plan to resolve them? Maybe there's some ordinary problems and maybe not.
Okay, that's a really good question. Like, Andy, do you want to answer this question?
No,
or should I go?
Yeah.
All right,
hey guys, yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, so I mean, in terms of, so the current liquidity mining is just, I think it's like temporary solution. We are going to release like on decks, like very, very soon. And then we are going to like reset up like way more proper liquidity mining. I mean, a bit more sustainable for long time, so we can plan at least like, I don't know, for next 5 years, kind of fixed liquidity mining. So the current numbers, they just to understand also like demand supply right now. I don't know if did I answer on it.
I think yes, but I'm not sure that this is pretty deep as I can understand. But I think yes. Thank you.
Let's make more clarity, like where exactly should I bring?
I will think a little bit more, and I will be back if.
I mean, the idea for like liquidity treasury is then when we like release our DeFi products, we can make some kind of like sustainable incentives for a long period of time. So that's kind of the goal. And then it will be probably split between DEX, I don't know, lending, maybe stablecoin. So it also depends on the needs, and it also depends on the like token supply and in circulation. As more token like we have, as like more we will be able to reuse in DeFi products. So from my point of view, it's actually like really cool that like the minting speed is increasing, because we're actually gonna have more tokens and we're gonna like use it and kind of kickstart our economy. Yeah.
Well, sounds very interesting. Thank you very much.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Sergey, I'll just mute you then to avoid this mistakenly unmuting yourself. Then I'm gonna pick up question from Cryptoloha. Okay, that's an just let me just hey there.
Hey guys, yes. It's not a question, it's just a comment. When
Sure.
Eugene is talking, I hear you twice, so it's very hard to understand what you are trying to say.
Oh.
When other people talks, there is no problem. I just hear one voice. But in your case, I hear twice. Maybe you have two microphones, something like that.
Let me connect from another device. Everybody's having the same issue? Like everybody hears me twice?
I can hear you actually like normally. I don't know. No echo.
Maybe it's just me, but I don't know. It's only with Eugene.
All right. Hopefully, I'm apologies for that. And if
go ahead.
Thanks. No worries. All right. But thanks for feedback. That's good. We know at least we might have some technical problems. Okay, awesome, Mr. T. Do you have any question or maybe comment? Microphone sucks, I know. I'm actually using the old earphones. So yeah, hey there. Mr. T, you there?
I am here. Sorry, I was speaking on mute. Eugene, firstly, your microphone does not have an issue. Your voice has zero latency, and it is perfect from, I think, most of our perspectives.
Thank you.
My question for you was the following, right? When we are deciding to gamify the stuff, I think we are thinking of different themes, right? One of them is the play to earn gaming, which is massive, and it'll bring across a huge influx of players to the Mars landscape. I must say that, being a significant stakeholder, I would like to see a play to earn theme. But I know that might be in contrast with maybe Father's original idea of let's make it an ecosystem and stuff. But it doesn't need to be. What I was thinking is, if we theme different levels of gaming as different epochs of development. So, for example, we could run a game theme in which you have something like Town Place or Town Center, whatever you call it, in which that is the collecting epoch, which could have been 200 years ago, for example, in which people are collecting, building, and play to earn. Then another epoch is which we can have things that are more developed. So in that case, you guys can rapidly get out like a pixel related, let's move and click and, DeFi King. I hate to say DeFi kingdoms, but that type of entity. And then later on, you can move to, and that gives us time to then develop the next level, which could be a different epoch. That's how we could keep the theming such that different things happened at different times in Mars. Whereas the current epoch is where we are building communities, colonies, etc. So we could say 50 years ago, a primary investigative team went in and they were collecting items. The second team encountered some type of, alien worms or something, and that could be a higher 3D effect. Because if we get things like, for example, and that would, by the way, buy you time to get together a very good game development team and then do the second epoch of development, which is more graphically enabled, like a Krabada thing, right? In which we have a much more developed high 3D environment, etc. But if we could rapidly get out something that is the quality of a DeFi Kingdom pixelated landscape in which you have small characters running around in the play to earn, then we could start marketing this massively, put it out to the crowd. But it does have to be play to earn, because I think that's the current trend in the ecosystem right now. I mean, very few folks want to join a game in which they don't have some type of play to earn thing. This is where we could get a lot of YouTube folks involved in it, start promoting, hey, look at this pay to earn, you can earn X number a day, etc. But we can separate it by different epochs. In that case, we still keep our original, very formalized, let's grow a MarsColony theme going. That's my first suggestion, right? Any comments on that before I ask you the second part?
Yeah, sure. I'm just I'll try to answer quickly here, since it's actually a lot of great feedback, and I mean, thanks a lot for idea. And just if you to update you here, we're actually testing small game engine right now, and we were just today had a call with our dev, and we were looking at we have this on the dev right now testing. You can just go and you can even move small avatar on the map. So that's something that will be available. But just to recap, right? If you remember, DeFi Kingdoms also didn't have any gamification. They had a drone map, but they didn't have missions, quests early, right? They had it later added. So we also planning to add features gradually, one by one, and enable quests at some point in time. But right now when we're just building, we're just trying to figure out, make sure that whatever we're starting with will support, for example, that walking of the characters, the other features. So yeah, we're looking into adding gamifications gradually, like epoch by epoch too, I would say. And we're looking into also getting feedback from community along the way. So I do hope me and my dev team will be able to deploy this first. I would say it's not gamification, but the visualization of the building, navigating your specific land, not like the globe, in February. I hope we'll be able to have it in February, and then from there we can move on and just we work on, for example, quests, or we work on something else, and we can evolve it into essentially the play to earn kind of a thing, right? So that's my comment here on the first one. Yep.
Okay, so what we're looking for is from a community is we're looking for something that we could blast out to people that says, hey, check this thing about to happen. Even if it's going to happen in a month's time, you could get some characters going, start selling things in which we're preparing for the launch of something. This is separate from the visualization of our landscape, right? That from an owner's perspective would be nice. But just to be clear, we are thinking of, in the roadmap, or in your thoughts rather, some type of play to earn game, right?
Yep. Yeah, but play to earn can be developed on top of that, right? Once you have your land scene, right, with your buildings, you can just we can for example, just very basic arbitrary example, right? We can initiate, for example, mining mission, right? Where you go, you mine resource, right? You earn that resource, and that resource is potentially convertible into, you can upgrade character, or you can just sell it, which is essentially play to earn mechanics, right? So that's something that could be added on top of that. But we need to have this land scene built first. But what you're asking more is to give you clarity. Okay, that's what we're gonna do, right? That's what you guys kind of want, right? To see is understood.
Sure. Right? Have you seen the Krabada game engine and the gaming behind that?
Krabada game engine? Not actually.
Right. So Krabada is a game right now that's blowing up in terms of you probably want to check that out, right? Krabada. Sure. And this is, I mean, if you look at this model that they have, it is exceptional because it's backed with very solid tokenomics behind it. And they delivered something that is just phenomenal. So for the owners of those crabs, it went from a few dollars to right now it's selling at like $6,000 a piece, and higher. So if you study that model, and we can come up with something Mars themed, not a copy paste, but something Mars themed along that lines, and the backup tokenomics, I think we will like absolutely blow up, because it's an addictive game and play to earn. So guys are earning thousands of dollars a day by playing it. But see, the thing is that they had a very, very strong game and graphics development team. May I ask if we have an equally strong team, and if not, is there a plan to get that type of team?
That's a good part of question. So we started with a team which is, I would say, good, but not like exceptional. So I mean, we looking into it. We have some exceptional guys in our team which are kind of really good game backgrounds. And one of my advisors are my previous superior at Gameloft. So we do have strong people, but I wouldn't say we have like a huge game studio working right now on that, because essentially that requires a lot of resources. So if needed, and if community really wants us like to move into that direction, and it will be in line with our vision again, we can look into like having like a bigger, larger team to be able to support like that that kind of development, right? I just one more thing actually, Andy, do you have any comment on this note? Because Andy's like Andy.
I think I can have only comment that I think we like hiring best people we can hire anyway. And
Yes.
like in the first month of our project, I think we grew more than 2 times. I mean, we grow like from 3 people to 8 or 9.
No, we have more than 10 people now. Yes.
Yeah. So we kind of like getting bigger, and like most of the things like you guys worry, we also worry. So we want this project to be successful. We want to find a way that will be engaging people and that will be driving like new people. And I really like that you guys are kind of put in the inputs and give us ideas, because like you use other projects, like you see what kind of things works, what kind of doesn't work. And because we don't have time, like we just like building, and this is like very like valuable. So I think it's the right process which we have right now. And I don't know, if we keep this community calls, like the project will look like exactly like you want, because technically you give us like direction and we're trying to make it work. I don't know. Today I'm saying just general words, but we definitely like want this project like to be successful. And again, like my job to make sure that economically it will not fail, right? That we can survive economically. And Evgeny's team, Eugene's team, for kind of building the game gamification part.
Eugene, by the way, this was not any criticism of you guys, right? I'm just literally trying to get us to be, superbly flying in as minimal time as possible. And by the way, guys, there's a lot of IT professionals in our group. If you need help in terms of sourcing these guys and stuff, because Krabada's team, and I'm trying to paste the link like a million times, but it's there we are. So I just had to type spaces in it. It's in the message if anybody needed to know, right?
Thank you.
And this is like the hottest play to earn game right now, in which it's really blowing up. And they only did it with between 5 and 7 people on the game and graphic development team. And I think that we could do a Mars themed thing like that quite easily. And if you need help finding the correct resources and stuff, I mean, that this is not my area in IT. I'm an IT expert, but this is not my area. But I mean, I could start making headhunting calls and start, looking for that, etc. Because I'm afraid that the hype may be dying out in the outside the MarsColony. We hopefully will try to get another wave of hype, but we need something in order to hype, right? I mean, for me to tell somebody that, hey, you could check out MarsColony because we have 3D images of a power station. We really appreciate it as owners, like absolutely massively, because that makes things look better. But it's nothing I can sell to the outside public.
Yeah.
See, like
yeah, I got
I
your point.
want to invite 2,000 people to come and check out this thing, but except for the closed community of owners, there's nothing much for us to check out.
Totally. And thanks for this feedback, actually, especially with like on the tangent of the fact that only community of owners right now are beneficiaries, and there's no like perks for the guys who are not owners. So that's another part of the things we need to work on. And we have a lot of great ideas on the side of people who are Martians who own land, other who are settlers who come in and land. So that's the things we need to develop. I mean, besides of tokenomics, because that's what we need to evolve. But yeah, essentially, thanks a lot for this. That you can potentially help, and it's actually a great thing. We can look into that. And yeah, and about criticism, yeah, just actually, we're happy to have feedback, even negative. And this is not even negative feedback, so feel free to shoot feedback. I'm actually like, and the worse the feedback there are, the better for us, so we can know what we need to fix and improve. So that's actually great. Thank you.
Thank you for your time, Eugene.
Yeah, thank you too, Mr. T. I'm gonna mute you for to avoid anything issues. Okay, we have another question from Don. Just I guess it's a question related to tokenomics, and since Andy is back, all right. Hey, Don.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just had one other question, and it has to do with the security. I know we want to get things out quickly, and we want to hype them. Like I want to hype MarsColony at ETH Denver, but I've been in crypto since 2015, and I've been in a lot of projects that have been hacked. Something has happened with the project. So on the security side of the contracts, can you just allude to that?
I mean, I can highlight, but it's a bit noisy. I'm joining like Ethereum meetups here around.
All right, I can answer. I mean, I can answer.
The quick answer is that we just I think we just confirmed today with the security company. We're gonna so we want to audit all our contracts. I mean, we don't want to risk any.
Let me answer this question. Sorry, Andy, looks like the noise is quite strong on your side. So Don, yeah, we were just we have plans to have audit, and there's been a little bit of delays on our end because essentially we decided to audit not just like the game manager and the whole GitHub repo, but also liquidity mining. So as we added it to scope, we had to like kind of postpone it a little bit. So that and the audit of the whole repository should start on March, hoping it's going to be finished, like I think they mentioned, by 10th. So that's about existing stuff that we have. On the side of the future, any future contracts we're going to be bringing in, for example, DEX, etc. We're also going to be auditing them. Once they are coming, so we're going to try to not delay like this. But yeah, that's what we're aiming for, and that's the must for us as well. It's just that we need to be just timing wise. We just need to wait for a bit. And just one more note on this. For liquidity mining, we had a kind of like informal audit of the organization that looked it up, provided us feedback, and it was like not official one, but they gave us already what feedback, what need to improve, and we kind of considered that changes before deployment, and we kind of improved everything. Hopefully it answers your question.
Yes, it does. It's just security first for sure. So I've been in hundreds of different protocols, and some of them have just been hacked up to death, and it's just part of the learning process. But security first before anything else.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. And we're looking into that. Right. Anyone else? Any questions? Like any feedback? Like maybe.
Yeah. There's maybe we're having like too frequent AMA for now. So there is no like related to me questions, guys. I'm jumping to the like event, so like participating in a fly event, and I don't know. Thank you, like everybody from my side, and just like leaving. Yeah, see you.
Yeah. All right. From my end, I mean, I see that there's some questions that were shared in chat, so I'll try to maybe answer it regarding NFT characters. So for everybody here to listen. So there was question is what is the current plan for character NFTs? Will the cost Colony to mint? And I think the consensus is that the best way to go. All right. So in terms of the character NFT, right? Essentially, the plan here is that we want, so the character NFT is your representation of your identity on your colony, on your Mars land, right? It will have, what is the current plan for characters NFT? We found the artist. He started working already. We kind of like had this informal kind of like cooperation, like starting from actually last week, where we were talking, bouncing ideas together, and we started working essentially this past couple of days. The plan here that we plan to launch them, if everything works well, by the end of Feb, like maybe early March. Will it cost Colony to mint? That was a discussion on forum about that, and I think the pricing was like, I think that the most popular pricing was like 20 to 30 Colony tokens, right? So we plan to have characters that will be paid in Colony tokens. So they essentially people need to pay to mint them. But we also plan to have characters, for example, like just default character. If you join in the Colony and you just want Dex, right? You don't essentially play any games, so you don't have any benefit of that. So for that case, you can just go and just mint some default one for free, like maybe minting cost. That's the idea. About probably going to be questions like what's the utility of characters following from that. So I can just maybe elaborate on that quickly. So at early stage when we launch characters, and there's no GameFi, right? There's no utility for them aside from your representation. So definitely we're going to have traits of them or attributes, and these attributes will affect the rarity of the character. Let's say you have some glasses that affect how rare, because of, for example, 10 glasses out of like 21,000 collection, that essentially makes it rare. So there's going to be rarity of that. But the GameFi traits, for example, let's say, imagine if you launch the mining feature, they will appear randomly in the characters when we launch GameFi features to make it equal and fair. So that's something we'll try to enable later on, but not at the beginning, because otherwise, why would you have that, for example, specific GameFi trait for the character which does not have function for that. Okay, yeah. So that's kind of like on the side of utility for the characters. Any other questions about NFTs? I mean, if anything not clear, just shoot out here or just in chat. I'll try to answer later. In the meantime, all right, I have another question, maybe statement from Crypto Law. Oh my God, not my mic, I hope this time.
No, the mic is now working okay. So right. Now I have a question, a comment too. So sure. Basically, just to reinforce what also Mr. T said, I totally agree with him. For instance, one part that I like in Kravata is that they have two different tokens. In MarsColony, we just have one token. I think, I'm not an expert on it, but I think having two tokens could be good because just having Colony makes it highly deflationary. People want to sell and the price will go down eventually. So this is one thing. Maybe having, yes, I agree with you. They have two tokens. I just mentioned the main two ones, the tooth and the crab. But I agree with you. There are three. Okay. So having several tokens would be nice. Another thing is regarding the DEX. You are going to have a DEX with different pools. All of them, for instance, one in Colony, for instance, another. But in order to compete with other decks like DeFi Kingdoms or any other one, I think the app, the MarsColony app, should be faster than it is now. Because if people goes to the DEX and just want to swap a token for another one, they don't want to spend that much time loading the interface. So it's something I think we should take into account.
So these two comments, right? I can address them if you want, unless you have any other questions. So the first thing about tokens, again, like I'm not a token guy to be like clear 100%, but just clear about Krabata, I just checked. So they have one token which is a governance token, and second one is which is utility token for the game. In our case, Colony essentially is a hybrid token, right? Which is combines governance features and also combines features of utility, because essentially it's been distributed to people who own land. So the only risk that I have, and again, like this is basically maybe Andy the best person to answer this, but from my end as the game guy, what's my risk here is that if I launch let's say if I were to launch game token like the number 2, it might cause, let's say, the utility for like Colony will drop, right? And what happens to people who generate Colony, right? I just that's kind of like a lot of concerns around this. So that's why we kind of like looking into using Colony first. I mean, we're gonna look into that as well. But for now, the using single token will makes totally sense. I mean, I hope I don't say total nonsense again, because I'm not a tokenomics person. On the second part, right? How to answer this question?
Because I mean, imagine that some people or some person wants to go to just swap to tokens. They would prefer to go to SushiSwap because this is faster.
Okay.
Unless we offer something like better sleeper, better fees, something like that.
Okay. So on this note, I can say something. So I can just try to comment here. So we currently, the app is a bit slow, right? The app is slow because we're using a third party to render the map, right? And it's not mobile optimized. We had a team that was working on trying to build map from the scratch, but we didn't achieve the quality we wanted. So the quality is not as good. So we decided to kind of like scrap that for now. What we can do in something like the idea is that you will be seeing your DeFi's, like if you're talking about the speed right now of the app right now, you'll be seeing your financial, like let's say space exchange will be rendered not on the globe, but on your land. That's the plan. So right now it's kind of like, that was the MVP. We kind of like build it kind of like scrappy a bit, but moving forward, you don't want to have like, why would you have your DEX on the globe, right? You want to have your DEX on your land. So you want to have like, say, a branch of exchange on your territory, on your area. And if you don't have land, for example, you can, like we have ideas, for example, you have a DEX on a space station, right? So in that case, it shouldn't be slow. I mean, if you're asking, you're talking right now, sorry, just you're talking about the speed of the app itself, right? Right. That's what slows it down.
Right.
Yeah. So that will be addressed.
Yes, I'm mainly concerned about people that don't own a land. Because for us that have some lands there, it's okay. We are familiar with this app and we go there every day, I think most of us. But for people that just want to swap a token, I think this is a problem.
Okay, so but on that note again, so what is the benefits for people who don't have land? Well, first of all, it will be gamified, so the speed will not be slower. Secondly, I don't want you guys to think that we're super randomized and trying to focus a lot on DeFi's, but we were thinking about making as probably Father mentioned earlier, that we're looking into provide lowest slippage and how we're going to achieve it. For example, on the DEX side, we can do like auto routing, for example, right, to provide the best rates for you when you swap one token for another token. And as far as I know, don't want 100% comment, but I don't think auto routing is being used in Harmony, like even SushiSwap is not using them. So in that case, we can provide better slippage. So that can be one of the benefits for people to just jump and use us instead of, let's say, SushiSwap. So if you solve the first problem, like loading speed, and we also provide some benefits like slippage, then it, by itself, it should be more beneficial to them. But again, I don't want 100% speculate on that. That's kind of like the plan. Hope I answered your question. Crypto Aloha. Any other question on top of that?
Yes.
Or
no, I think it's okay. It's okay. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you too. Thanks for asking. I'll just unmute you, and I see we have 2 more people asking. Okay, Dominic, I'm gonna let you speak. I'm gonna mute down. Dominic, hello. Dominic, can you unmute yourself to speak? All right. Let's just looks like some connection problem. Send reach. You can speak now.
Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, I can.
Hey, first of all, thank you for your time and for your answers. I was interested in what makes the NFT unique. Right now, player is following a unique path, which is that we want to build as many production buildings as possible. I was wondering if you had any plans for players to have in-game choices regarding the uniqueness of their lands, the uniqueness of their characters. How can they increase their values?
How can they increase? So you're asking like how can the landowners or the let's say character owners increase uniqueness of it, right? Is that a question? That's a good question. So right now, I mean, if you're talking about like traditional NFT uniqueness, which is imposed by its rarity, you can just see what are the attributes of it. In our case, if you go to NFT key, you can see, okay, attributes are what building you build on it. Moving forward, what will be unique per, like, and this is something, again, this is something we need to all work together. So I'm probably not doing a good job right now answering this, but when you build your land, first of all, is like what's unique here is what you build, like all facilities that you build, where you place that facilities, because every person will be able to build, and place that facilities on different area of their land. So that's a little bit unique. And moving forward with the features, if we're gonna go towards the evolution of, let's say, if you're gonna go towards, let's say, building civilization type of GameFi, right? The uniqueness will be stipulated by what kind of how developed you are, how developed your colony is. Like, for example, but that's, again, I'm right now I'm ideating, so that's something we're working on. But essentially, evolution of your land will essentially lead to its uniqueness. But just to be clear here that, everything that we evolve on top of it, we need to just check if we can actually, add it to attribute of NFT after we minted it already. Because right now it looks like it will be more of a backend kind of stuff, which is like off-chain, right? But not something that we can add on chain. I need to check with our CTO here. Unfortunately, he's not here, but yeah, essentially, just to give you an idea, right? So the owners of the land and the characters, throughout the GameFi experience, they will be able to evolve their land, should be able to evolve their land and characters. For example, characters, you should be able to level up, land, you should be able to build in it, maybe evolve technology. But that's also subject to, say, like discussion and refinement and collaborative work of us and you guys, how we're going to evolve it moving forward. Still a little bit open question. I hope I answered it partially, and let me know if you have any other comments on that.
Yeah, thank you. I was more interested in the long-term vision, how right now I feel like there is only one way to spend our colony and to adapt our strategy. So Yeah, my question was more on the long-term side of uniqueness, but yeah, you already answered.
Yeah. On the long-term side, yes. Essentially, that will be a progression of your. If you're, I think I didn't publish it, but it will be progression of your colony. It will be evolution. It will be basically technological evolution. It will be economical evolution. It will be exploring other planets. It will be basically building or investing into spaceship campaigns where you can essentially fly, and the utilization of that will be winning like as you evolve it, right? But again, I don't want to like say like, I mean, because I don't. The vision is to evolve your colony, like to grow your, your colony, and but there's also could be elements of, I'd say, let's say if people want to have a fighting there, if people want to, let's say, okay, we're bored with building it, let's just build a fighting game. Let's just build something like a Dune. When you go and you steal someone else's spices, right? Then why not, right? So that will be like that further evolution of and utility and stuff like that. So we just don't want to restrict that. We just want to make it like, okay, we build something, we build more and more, listening to the feedback, and then we can evolve it, into whatever colony. If you want like dystopia, we can look into that part, but looks like for now it will be like more of a civilization building and evolution, but it can go different ways. I mean,
understood. Thanks a lot.
Thank you too. Question. Right, guys, it's 1 a.m. It's 1 hour past. It's 1 a.m. in my time. So I guess we're gonna round this up, unless there's any other question, like last question from community or statement or comment. All right, Ed, you'll be the last one. Hey, Ed.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, so my question is that I bought land, right, on a pre-sale, so I've been keeping it for months now, right?
All right.
But I have a question regarding I've heard a lot of things about expanding to other chains, right, like Polygon or Binance, right? As a person who's not, you guys coming from tech, right, from this blockchain, right? What do you mean by expanding to other chains? Is it like you're gonna build other planets like Venus on blockchain that, the scarcity of 21,000 plots gonna be broke, right? And we're gonna have like 42,000 plots on another planet. What does it mean?
Oh, all right. So like, let me just try to explain it a little bit more, like in the simple terms, like what does it mean by expansion? Is and like on the vision, what we want to build, I think like Andy would be like better person to explain. But what we're trying to build here is we're trying to build like a package, or like the framework that anyone can take and replicate. So for example, our code is open source, right? So we like publish everything we do, and we want to build it something like that if someone wants to launch another planet on another chain, right? They can just take whatever we build, right? Build another planet and just make it happen. And that will be like the base, let's say like the base package there would include potentially financial products, like for example, like let's say DEX, liquidity mining, potential land ownership. And what it is for you as let's say as a person who is a Harmony user, I'd say it would be something maybe more of a, what are the benefits for you to like it's just like, on the gamified side, it could be potential international trade, like an international trade, multi-planet trade, or also potential other benefits such as like for example, if we were in the future to, let's say, probably Andy mentioned earlier, like this thing called, for example, like different bridges that let you move your currencies, for example, tokens from one exchange to another exchange. We can make this like as a format. For example, you are investing in a space fleet that basically where you make interest on top of that. For example, you invest Colony or you invest any other tokens, and you earn money on top of because you're the one who invests in a space fleet to enable these transactions from one chain to another chain. So from your end, there's additional features on the gamification side, because it's like, for example, another quest on top of, like, you can interact on the Mars side. You can also invest in the different campaigns that are supporting its international trade, international travels, which is built into our ecosystem. And it's more gamification, it's more interesting things for you, and it's also like another potential for you to explore at other chains if you want. So that's like on a high level. And again, let me know if it cleared up your question.
Kind of. So as I understand, other like the members of not only the team members, they're going to be able to build other planets on this, as I understand, on other chains.
Yep, exactly. Not just like a creators, but I want to build something like that. Like maybe after, let's say, someone can just do it like on another chain. Someone wants like to build on Phantom, and why not? And we just connect together, and we can just enable this trade and make it more social, interesting. Even we can think of interesting features together, like say like different chains, different planets.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you too. All right, guys, it's a little bit past the time, so I would like to thank everyone who joined today's AMA. And like we didn't have all the people, but hopefully maybe next time we're gonna have more representatives from our team. So the next AMA will be on Reddit. So we didn't do an official announcement, but for all of you here, we're gonna do subreddits with Harmony and Onto Wallet. So we're gonna announce this soon. And yeah, thanks everyone for joining. And any other questions, just send in Telegram, reach out to me directly. We can try to clarify them.